Hello, everybody, and welcome to your podcast, Mind the Time. I am, of course, joined by our co-hosts, Brenny Mahan and Sean Carey. What is the crack, lads?
Woo, what's happening?
How is the form in this Wednesday evening?
You got it right this time.
I got it right. I'm not hungover today.
Crack's good. Hey, it was absolutely roasting this morning, and now I'm freezing.
Good wild cold today, didn't it?
Sure. Jesus, welcome to Ireland.
4 seasons in one.
I've had the window open too, sorry.
No, it's actually all right down here. It's actually grand.
Clear out the smell.
Yeah, so I got it right today. The last day I was a bit hungover. Today I'm feeling good, but getting over a hangover, the older you get,
Don't chat, hey.
it's a lot tougher. Like, it was a couple of days there.
5-day clearance after it. We're nothing too demanded of me.
Definitely, man, definitely. I was still rough there Monday and Tuesday, like feeling grand today.
I don't even need to drink much anymore. They have I used to go out. I could have drank with the best of them. I'd be like the last person up at a party. It'd be 6 a.m, and I would be drunk, but I wouldn't be falling around the place, and I'd be like able to stomach more beer. See, these days I get to about my 4th or 5th pint, and I start feeling a wee bit. Your head starts to go a wee bit, and I need to go home. It's just I just up and away. Yeah.
When you're out, that seems to be a thing that happens to people who's recently had a child. Because you're tired all the time and you're not drinking as much.
You're constantly thinking about the next day. I'm just all right. If I stop right now, I might get away with it. If I have an hour of 1 pint, I might be hammered tomorrow. And your mates are always, just one more, sure, and I'll leave with you. And you'd be all, no, because that's no.
It's easier said when you don't have a baby the next day.
Exactly. You have to just not tell people you're going.
Yeah.
You'd be on the way for a push and the door. After.
That's the best kind of exit. Like, it's the only way to do it.
All I want these days after a few pints is a bag of crisps and a cup of tea. Swear to God.
That's what it's all
That's
about.
That's what I'd be thinking about.
I remember my mate actually just for a way on that. My mate Dag, he'll be listening when this comes out. He one time, when you're younger and you always get a car out, you wouldn't dream of going up to town at 7. You get a car out in somebody's house, and you get steaming there. Then you go up to town and try and spend as little as possible. Anyway, we all got a car out. I'm going to say down in Dag's Ma's house at the time, about 20 of us, and we're all there, and you're drinking like half bottles of vodka and like no serious. We were all absolutely steaming. So we all went up to town. We all got about five taxis needed. We all went up to town, and Dag was in the last taxi, and he was obviously legless even leaving the house, like, do you know what I mean? So he decided in the taxi that when he got up to town, he was all, I'm going to go on the Rockets and get a wee burger. Knock myself out of it a wee bit and kind of come around it, whatever. So that was grand. So we all went up to the bar. Dag went on the Rockets and he was like staggering and like, I got a chicken burger and blah blah blah. Whatever happened then, we sort of forgot about him. And then my phone went. It was about 45 minutes, maybe an hour later. My phone rang, and it was Dag's house number, because I recognised his house number. So I was like, what the hell? Jesus, was Ma ringing us, or did somebody forget something or whatever? I was hello. And it was Dag on the other line, and he was Randy. And I says, what? And he was I'm not steaming. I came out of Rockets and just automatically got into a taxi and went home. He basically forgot to go out, because he was like, no, when you come out of Rockets, you're steaming, you used to get a taxi. He was that blocked. He forgot that he hadn't even been out yet and just was, I get a taxi and go home. So he basically just got a taxi up a town, got a chicken burger and another taxi home. And then he was, it's too late for me to come up now. There's no quiet on now. Hey, forget about it. See you tomorrow.
He's like at home in the taxi going, fuck, that was a good night tonight. A lot of feed at the end of the night.
Taxi man, in a crack of night. I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. Most of my memories were in Rockets. But the man who forgot to go out.
Oh man, Rockets was the place to go to if you needed a wee sobering up burger.
Oh, it was many a day.
I'm not sure that works though. It's always a good idea in principle.
I don't. For me, it's never about like, this will soap me up. It's just like, I want a big greasy burger because I'm steaming. I mean, if you're out drinking during the day and all, you go on. Like, I think it does. If your stomach's empty,
yes,
and you're not feeling great and you're full of drink, definitely, I think it sobers you up a wee bit, or certainly makes you ready for maybe more drink.
I find it hard to drink again after. You
do, surely. Yeah. And even like you're sitting there, I can, for some reason, if I'm like, say I'm drinking pints all day, but if I'm going and getting like a chicken burger or whatever it is, I can't drink like a beer with, so I'd be like, give me a can of Coke. So you're like steaming, drinking like a can of Coke for your burger, and then you go back up and you're like drinking beer and you're this is rotten.
Yeah.
Coke ahead.
And then the Coke doesn't taste right either because there's no mixer in it.
Stinking, if anything.
When you're that stage, you're used to have it in a mixer and your Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
But no.
I told you, a cup of tea and a bag of crisps.
Is that your newfound way of doing things?
I've been doing that for years.
Wouldn't fall hole my tooth.
It used to be Frankie Ramsey's.
Oh, Frankie Ramsey's, hey, Jesus.
I know, it's crisp and tea.
I don't think I could do crisps with tea though. It's
no, Marianne always has crisps with tea.
Does she?
Like I tell her a biscuit and tea, or like crisps with like juice or something. No, I get you.
What's your best tea biscuit?
Oh,
tea biscuit. I don't really eat biscuits.
There's a conversation.
Seriously?
I would say that, well, there's a couple, but I think my main one is after dinner, cup of tea, a digestive biscuit, butter on it, and another digestive biscuit.
Digestive butter sandwich. Love
man, it. Like, you can come out with all your fancy biscuits and chocolate fucking fingers and all this crack. Digestive with butter.
But they have to be McVitie's.
McVitie's all the way.
McVitie's are the only digestives I want to hear about.
And real butter.
Oh,
real butter. I wouldn't be a big tea drinker as such. I can only, I'm not one of these people who could just drink a cup of tea during the day. No. I would, if I'm eating something, I would like a cup of tea, like a sandwich or something, but I can't just do random cups of tea.
My tea has to be accompanying something. So I'll never just sit and drink. I'm drinking a cup of tea now right enough, but that's just because I want something to wet my whistle. But there's times I'll grab like 4 biscuits with my cup of tea, and I'll be like dipping them in, like chocolate digestives or whatever, right? And then I finish the 4 biscuits, and I look and I'll be, I've got half a cup of tea left. I need another 4 biscuits because I'm like, couldn't possibly just sit and drink this tea. What?
I hear you.
I just need more biscuits with.
I love whacking out the fucking tea during the day, like.
Do you just flat out tea?
Yeah.
Tea during the day.
Couple of wee flavoured teas too. Peppermint. Licorice.
They're fake teas though.
You've lost me there. You've lost me. Licorice.
And I'll Rubus. I'll Rubus cube. Fuck off. Go home.
Each their own, all that.
You're drinking tea.
I know. No, that's what it says. I'm a hypocrite.
I'm drinking tea too.
Yeah.
A nice wee vino there, Sean. What's your tipple of choice there? What is it?
It's a Merlot.
It's a Merlot.
I couldn't get a Shiraz. My usual Shiraz. So I'm on the Merlot.
Nice.
Since 7:30.
Good man. It's now 7:30 in the evening, by the way.
Yeah. Hi, it's midday off.
Hi, no judgment here, Sean.
No, there's
no judgment.
There's been a couple of cups of tea in between, like, so it's grand.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So,
yes.
I had a wild sickener with red wine now. I went through a wee phase of drinking red wine. I'm talking about 10 years ago. Like, and I know the way you acquire a taste for red wine, and I acquire a taste for it, loved it. And then, but I'm a fucking gulping, gulping. Like, I was drinking like 2 bottles of red wine, then going out. I've actually drank 3 bottles of red wine before going out.
Nah.
No good. And do you know what stopped me? Do you know what the eye opener was? I went down to the pub in Claudy after 3 bottles of wine, walked into the front door, like, hammered, and there's a guy that drinks in the bar. He's always in the bar like 24/7, and kind of guy you'd be worried about. Do you know what I mean? And
he was, are you all right?
He said to me the next day, he goes, "Fintan, I was wild worried about you last night, sir." He goes, "You were wearing a grey shirt and your skin colour was the same colour as your shirt." And I thought, if I'm getting advice here, I need to stop that, and I did stop it. Like,
surprised you didn't turn red.
It's hard.
I know.
That thing about too, you say about like an acquired taste. No, see, if you have to acquire a taste of something, it basically just means it's rotten.
I hear you.
And you force yourself to like it. Although I had the same thing with Guinness. I used to hate Guinness, and now I love Guinness.
But that's it. Like, I was the same with Guinness. I wanted to drink Guinness when I was younger.
No, I loved the idea of it, but
I was sort of drinking it and going, I want to like it, and I didn't. But then I think mid-20s, I was like, boom.
But the thing, you can't drink too much Guinness. Like, I only have about 3 or 4 pints of Guinness, and then I'll go on the beer. But one night, me and my other mate, Ben, down the Squealing Pig in Muff, and school night or work night, whatever you want to call it, like a random Tuesday. So, you want to go in here? I said, why not? We went for a couple. I think I drank 9 pints of Guinness. See the next day, hey, oh dear,
bad news.
Awful hangover. Stomach was like I don't know what it was like. It was a friggin' shambles.
Somersaults and everything.
I'm not going into too many details, but it was a day spent mostly in the bathroom.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Tar.
Producing lumps of coal.
You could have done that new road from Claudy to Belfast there. Just with tar coming out of you. I know I never acquired a taste for Guinness. It's one of them ones that I would be in a pub and I would go, I want to try Guinness now. And then I would try it and I'm like, and then I'm like, fucking look at all those drinks that I like. I'm just going to go for them.
Guinness it used to freak me out that Guinness wasn't fizzy. I used to be all like, why is it not fizzy? It's like drinking fucking porridge or something. But no, actually, but I'm a wild Guinness snob too. There's like certain bars. Seeing people going, they like a random, like I'll never order a Guinness in a hotel bar. Pretty much because they're normally not great.
Never used much, is that?
I don't know. I don't really know the ins and outs, but there's some bars like the Park Bar in Derry. You get craic or pint of Guinness in there.
Yo, give us free pints.
You're a wee place down the road, Moran's. Jim Moran's.
Yeah,
craic or Guinness in there too. But a lot of bars in the town, I wouldn't go near it.
Right.
Take one look at it and be on that. And if Guinness isn't nice, if it's not a nice pint, it's awful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't like
That's my 6 months on it anyway.
Park Bar.
Take it or leave it,
Park Bar is the best.
Park Bar does a lovely Guinness. Like,
I used to think it was Sandino's, but then Park Bar was a game changer. Like.
Right, and like, is there that much a difference in them that you could go, Sandino's was the best, but now this one's better? Like,
definitely. It's all about the creaminess and how it looks and how it sort of settles, but the taste is massive too. Like, I think we had really good Guinness. It shouldn't even taste like much.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But if you drink Guinness and there's a wild twang of it, it's not nice.
See, the one I drank at a while, I might have got a shady pint of Guinness.
You probably did, like a tiny one.
I'll take you up a park. I'll take you up a park soon. We'll have a wee stout.
Seriously?
And we'll see.
Operation Get Fintan on the Guinness.
But Donegal, down south in general, but certainly Donegal. There's a wee bar in Ardra. We always go to, my family always go to. Now, we spend 90% of our time in a bar called the Corner House. We know the owners and all. They're absolutely the nicest people in the world, look after us well, and the Guinness in there is amazing too. But there's a wee bar in the corner called Nancy's, which everyone will tell you it's one of the nicest pints of Guinness in Ireland, like, and it really is. It's a class wee place. It's like one of these wee sort of, it's like a wee bar, but there's like a sort of house attached to it, and there's this wee room over here with like a sofa. It's just a wee weird wee place. You know, one of these wee
quirky
fire, and like there's a wee garden out the back with like a wee shelter and all these wee plant pots. Just a class wee place. The Guinness is unbelievable.
Nice, sounds good.
Like,
that's a stuff there, like.
We should go down there, our dry lads, and do a podcast flat out and stuff.
Mind the stout.
We were talking about doing it on the road too. We could just bring our equipment with us and head off.
Stouts out.
Let's do it next year.
All stouts are targets.
52 pints and 52 bars next year.
Oh, jeepers.
Mind the stout. Nah.
We could bang that out in 3 days if we wanted.
Shall be alright.
All right, get it all done. Yeah, that's us for the year. Feet up for a while. Yeah. You were saying that sounds like a lovely wee pub. I like a good old-fashioned pub.
It's as I say, the Corner House. I almost feel bad on the Corner House promoting Nancy's, because as I say, the Corner House we've been doing this. My family I'm talking about, and my man, dad, and brothers and sisters, the whole wider circle, been going down to the same house in Ardra, renting the same house in Ardra for the last 14-15 years.
Wow.
First 2 weeks in July, and the guy who owns the house, his brother is the boy that owns the bar. But Jesus, they're the nicest. What do you call him? I think it's Stephen McKell, I think is the boy's name, and owns the bar. Big, about 6'5", big Donegal man, absolute gentleman. But he's the kind of boy, like one night me and my brother were in there, and they always said to us, no, sit you on, they're kicking everyone out, sit you on, you're great, and all really looked after us well, like. And one night we said to him, Stephen, can you ring us a taxi or get your man to come and get us? And he was like, no bother. Stephen rang a boy and says, boys, he's half an hour away. He's in Killybegs. If they drop off, and he's going to be hanging. He says, we'll stand outside for half an hour. It's grand. He's like, well, not. Stand there in a wee second. I'll get these lift. So he walked out the door. And me and Paddy were standing at the front of the bar. Stephen pulls up in his car and was like, on ahead. Dropped us up to the fucking house himself. Came back to close up a bar. Do you know what I mean? Rather than have you stand waiting for 20 minutes.
That's a nice touch here now.
Well looked after.
Yeah.
That sounds like a kind of shit that goes down in Armore Island.
Oh, aye.
Same
you can't get a taxi, barman will throw you home just.
The barman's the bus driver and the postman, and brilliant.
Yeah.
Claudie's a wee bit like that sometimes, getting left home as well. Like many a night, Fergal McKeever's bar, it's been like, Fintan, jump on, drop you home. Because you have 3 bottles of wine, and I don't need you out of my pub.
From McKeever's to Glyn. Sure, that's you hardly need enough there, would you?
3 bottles of wine,
well, true enough.
And then and the rest in the bar.
No, our distance wasn't walkable without dying, probably.
Unless you go to McKeever's, the Rockets. And then back. Rackets. What did I say at the gaffer? Rackets.
That is a fucking racket.
Forget to go out.
There used to be, do you guys remember Abracadabra there?
Oh yeah. Jesus, aye. Oh, surely. I do, surely.
That's where we used to go. We used to always go to, we would have had a few pre-drinks in Claudie. And then headed on there, go to Abracadabra. And we used to always get like a wee quarter bottle of vodka or whatever. And buy Coca-Cola or a Fanta or whatever and pour it into it. And then sit there with the jukebox and just...
is there a jukebox?
There used to be a class jukebox in it.
Did they have that song?
There was one in rock.
Abracadabra.
Maybe.
I want to reach out and grab you.
Doing 2 for 1 kebabras. But Rockets had a jukebox too back in the day.
Did they? I wonder if
first
it's the same one.
They did. I specifically remember, but I'm it's been on this song here and all. And then your food comes and you're out. See after.
Did Rockets have like a diner-esque interior
vibe about it?
Something like that,
it's a small wee place, but
like American,
the wee red,
like a wee American diner,
the wee jukebox and all that crack.
Hence,
and then
explains the jukebox.
And then Frankie Ramsey's was the big place to go in town, wasn't it?
Frankie's.
I wasn't because it was always too packed. I don't know. There was usually
well, Frankie, it was cheap and cheerful, cheap and nasty.
I've been in a lot of times when I think about it. I was cheap and nasty, but it done the job at that time in the morning. Like.
Cheap and nasty.
I got kicked out of Frank Ramsey's one night at about 3 a.m.
Did you?
For just went to sleep on one of the tables. They were like, "Get him out."
The sleeping person should be the person you should be leaving.
Let him be. He's not causing any bar.
They're not causing any bother. It's the fuckers firing chairs at each other.
I used to steal their condiments. Swear to God, I can say that now because they're closed.
Frankie Ramsey's still about though. Frankie Ramsey will be going to his press some night and he'll be going, "Where did all my fucking condiments
I knew
go?"
there was a bottle of vinegar.
And then he'll
flick James.
And then he'll flick on his podcast and go, "That's where they went."
Well, it wasn't every night. Like, I didn't put them out of business.
Just a garage full of condiments.
Or did I?
Maybe that's why they're.
No, I swear to God, like, because I used to come like those nights. It was always a curry chip, and used to come down in the morning at my parents' house. And there was always like a red sauce, the squirty red sauce bottles that you can top up, or there was a salt dispenser or whatever you call it.
Just the remnants of Sean's night.
And I was like, oh shit, I was in Frankie Ramsey's.
Yeah. Were you covered in curry sauce?
No, not a spot.
Not a spot.
Not a drop.
Not a dribble.
Do you mind Cafe Marlene's?
Where was Cafe Marlene's? That rings a wee bell, actually.
Across from like the river in. You had to go up the wee steps.
Yes,
and there used to be mayhem after any of the two.
That's
chipped cheese
right,
and
that was
taco
nuts.
falling around the place.
Yeah.
Craic. Was it Cafe Marlene's?
Where?
Marlene sounds familiar.
It was across from like where Gino would have been. So you go up the wee steps and on the wee place. And then it was just like 5 or 6 wee tables. It was just like a wee chippy cafe type place. But that was a popular spot too.
Do you remember, I always remember, because it feels like a dream, but Cafe Kelmore.
Up in Fallside.
Up in Fallside.
Cafe Kelmore, yeah.
You went down, lifted your tray and went the whole way around all the stuff.
I think there was one in the Strand Road as well, or am I thinking another one? Anyway.
But that Kelmore was massive. Like it was like 2 stories.
It was huge. It was huge. It was where River Island is now.
Aye.
Wasn't it?
Oh, they had the 2
so
floors there.
It was a big old place, sir. Let me tell you.
Dark as shit down there.
It was. I remember that too. It was really
when you
dark.
say dark, do you mean like beheadings and stuff?
Oh, yeah, there was that too. It was like a dungeon.
Yeah.
Really graphic violence around you just when you're eating your toasty.
Got your fucking toasty on a noose.
They done lovely buns too, you remember?
Oh.
like a good bun.
I can't remember the buns.
Buns.
30.
No, that's what I said.
All right. I thought you said buns.
I thought you thought I said bums.
Bring that cream finger I had 30 years ago. Lovely.
Oh, the best. I went into a wee bakery, and I'm not going to say which one it was. I probably should because they annoyed me a while lot.
Here we go.
Ooh. Lock yourselves in here, boys.
Eleanor.
Freaking out here.
I don't know, it wasn't Eleanor, so it was I was on the Greenhaw Road.
The Greenhorn Road?
Greenhaw Road, right? This is the way it happened, right? I was going into work, we were out for something, and I said to the person who was working with me, I was like, what about we get a wee caramel square or something? It's like, happy days, I'll run on there and get it. I went down and I was like, can I have 2 caramel squares, please? So the guy goes, yes, no problem. Well, I'll box them up for you. I said, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. Put them into the box, tooted it up in the till, and goes, that'll be £8, please.
What?
I know. Ooh. And I was all like, oh no, you must have had the wrong button there. Like, I'm only getting 2 caramel squares. And she goes, no, they're £4 each. Jeez. With a serious face too. And I was all, no harm to you, but purely out of principle, I am not spending £8, 2 caramel squares. How much would you make a tray of caramel squares for?
Oh, like, what do you need? Like a bit of flour and butter and a wee thing of chocolate and sugar. Nah.
Unless they're using millionaire shortbread or something.
No, understand. Like, obviously, there's has to be a markup in these places, especially if it's a sitting in place, because you have to pay for staff and like electricity and all this stuff. But that's outrageous.
£8 for 2, and like they weren't like big ginormous things or anything that you go that was worth it. They were just. So we went around then to Shanty Bakery. Over at Chantallo.
I know the one, beside the bookies.
Beside the bookies.
Good wee spot there.
Went in there and I said to the woman, I was like, excuse me, how much are caramel squares? She goes, they're 70p each. And I was like, no way. I said, guess how much they are around the corner. She goes, how much? And I went, £4 each. And she literally blessed herself in front of me. She was, oh, what? £4 each? And she called this guy out from the kitchen and all. She goes, Mary here, tell him how much. And I was all, caramel squares for £4 each. He goes, get the fuck. And like there was people in the shop and everybody was talking about it and all. They were like, why would you even go there? So yeah, Shanty Bakery all the way. And the caramel squares were delish.
Oh, hard to whack.
Yeah. Were they this size? But
no, they were a nice thickness. Like
it needs to be the right ratio of biscuit to caramel. Yeah, we thin bit of chocolate then.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the caramel needs to be both chewy and liquidy. all at once, kind of. Do you know what I mean? Very specific about my caramel squares.
Yeah. And speaking of buns and cakes too, I had some yum cakes.
Oh, I drove past. You know what? We had Sean on the podcast, Sean Breslin, not you. You were there too, though. And obviously, I've known Sean for years, so I always feel bad that I never get up to yum cakes. But I'm just, as I said to him that time, I'm never up a fucking town. But when I am, I will call on. But I'm still never up a town. But I drove past. I was out working today, bitting about in the van, and I drove past yum cakes and looked in and was just I was dying to jump out and like get a fucking, apparently they're lethal coffee too. I was like, give me a big mental cookie, one of them cookies he brought, and give me a big mental coffee too. Funny me, Mitt Degg, who I mentioned earlier, he texted me like a week after that Sean Breslin's podcast came out, and he was what your man's doing up there should be illegal. I've been there every day since that podcast. So he sent me a picture of like this brownie with like a caramel roll one side of it or something. He was absolutely insane. He's never out of the place. So,
I know, it's seriously addictive. Like.
I've been on a few times for the coffee. Coffee's great.
I've heard the coffee's class. I must get up. Hey, I need to get up.
So
might see you on Friday, Sean, even though you're not here just next week.
Yeah. You might have seen him on Friday. But the price of stuff at the minute, like, and I'm not going to get into too much about
I'm curious here, does bakeries not do the old classic stuff anymore?
Oh, they still do the classics.
Like, it's all stuff, I'm not even being, this is isn't a innuendo, but things you can lick out.
How is that not supposed to be an innuendo?
Yeah, not. You could have said it differently.
But like, I don't even know what you mean.
Okay, things you can finger.
Right.
See, that's worse.
That's clear.
Things you can use your tongue to get the cream out.
Well, surely you
That's
can
just
eat.
But I'm
use your
being
tongue or
serious.
hands to eat anything you can ever imagine. So what?
But everything you got was like you really are putting your finger in to get the cream out, or putting your tongue in. And again, I'm not being funny.
I understand that.
But like cream horns.
How you eat the bun that
cream
you buy,
fingers.
Sean, is up to you. I don't know. I don't know what they say.
Again, no judgment.
Because half the time then when you had all the cream out, you nearly were ready just to fuck it away.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? You're like
cream finger, like run your finger down the middle and get all the cream. No, I choose.
Then you're just left with a fucking bap.
No, it's
and
all
you're
about
like,
You're just left with a finger.
what will I do with this?
It's all about balance. You have to like eat the whole thing, so you get a bit of the cream and a bit of the chocolate, and when you get that wee bit of jam, wee tiny bit of jam in the middle, you go, sometimes I eat from both ends and leave the wee jam bite to last.
I would do things like that too.
You know?
I just keep the good stuff for the end.
You know what my Uncle Kevin does funny, the footballer? I'd seen this must have been about 20 years ago, and I've never forgotten it. He brought me down. My auntie used to have a caravan down in Kildare, and for whatever, my Uncle Kevin and his wains were going down, so he was all to me. I loved the place. He said to me, Dad, is your Brett want to come down this weekend? And I was all, 100%. So I went down, stayed with him anyway. Long story short, he made us a big fry the next morning, and I seen him doing this thing, and I was why are you doing that there? And he goes, I do that every time. And I was like, Jesus. He basically, when he's eating a fried egg and a fry, he eats all the white, like with everything, and like eats around the yolk, and then just like pops the yolk up on his fork and just fires the whole
down the hatch
into his mouth.
like a runny yolk.
Well,
or like a hardened one.
No, runny enough. Anyway,
it's still encapsulated, and it's
the perfect yolk is like on the verge of starting to go hard, but it's still runny. That's the best one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. I actually learned a lot of where I work now at the moment, and then I'm working in a different part of my work, and I love my eggs in the morning.
I don't know why that's funny. How do you like your eggs in the morning? Anyway.
Fertilize. I learned so many, like an air fryer. I didn't know you can make eggs in an air fryer.
Right,
Boil eggs in an air fryer, stick them in, don't need water or anything, put them in 160 degrees for 2 minutes.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect. And I learned how to make, I could never make poached eggs before.
Poached eggs are tough. I was a chef for a lot. Poached eggs are tricky.
In a microwave.
Microwave.
Did not know it was even it works.
No, I'm sure it does, but
yeah.
Is that the thing
as a chef, you're like, what?
No, it's just like
it doesn't, right?
No.
So it's like, get a bowl and pour boiling water into it, add a bit of salt, swirl it around so it's spinning, crack your eggs into it, 2 minutes in the microwave. Perfect.
There you go. I've actually only recently too, we never really cooked a lot of eggs when I was in the chefs. We didn't do breakfast and none, so eggs weren't something we ever really did. But I've recently perfected my fried egg technique, and I'm going to share it always now. Best way to do a fried egg, and without flipping it or nothing, sunny side up, but the top's still like cooked and it's not like a raw yolk. Put your egg in the pan as normal, good high heat. Let it sit for about a minute just to solidify a wee bit. Get a lid. We drop of water, about this much water in a wee glass, and just fuck the water into the thing and put the lid on. Let it sit. Even turn the heat off. Let it sit for about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how hot it is. And then just the steam and the water from the water will cook the top of the egg without you having to flip it.
Sounds perfect.
And then you just flip it out, and it looks perfect. And you just slice in the wee golden runny egg just comes out everywhere. It's great.
That sounds class, man. I'm going to save that for the weekend.
Do it.
That's going to be my wee Saturday morning.
You're welcome.
I like getting up early on a Saturday morning and just
making eggs.
Make first breakfast, and then I'll have second breakfast about an hour later, and then sometimes third breakfast.
Breakfast.
No. Fucking Hobbit.
yeah.
Lord of the Eggs.
Breakfast is my favourite meal of the day.
I think it's mine too.
Yeah.
Nah, I disagree, but
you disagree that it's mine, or you just
no, it's not yours. You're lying.
Because I prefer a wee bit of sweetness in the morning too. After a big savoury hot breakfast, like a wee bit of chocolate, just perks you up for the rest of the day. Swear to God.
Aye.
Fair dues.
Yeah. Chocolate at night, can take it or leave it.
I just don't have much. I don't have much an appetite in the morning. Do you know what I mean? I need to give it a good, like, obviously I'll get up in the morning. I have these wee pouches of porridge. 2 minutes to microwave. I eat 1 a.m. That's me grand.
That's a great wee job though. That keeps you
it keeps me. I get a tea break and work at like 10:30, so it keeps me from whatever time, 8 o'clock to 7:30, 8 to 10:30, and then I have an apple and a round of toast and a wee Nutri-Grain bar and a cup of tea, and then I have whatever I have for my lunch.
That sounds good.
Food the first thing in the morning. It's all I think about. As soon as my eyes open, I'm like,
food.
Fucking food. Like, seriously. And it has to be hot. And then I eat all mad shit in the morning. I eat carrots and squash and different things. A lot of veg. Swear to God.
Yeah.
With chili flakes and madness like that. Whacking on a bit of toast.
Pure madness. Pure madness.
Like cereal in the morning doesn't appeal to me, like cereal.
I sometimes like a wee cereal at night before going to bed.
I like cereal's nicer at night, definitely.
We've started getting, the wee multi-packs of the wee packets of the selections of the wee packs. Multi-packs, and
but you have to have two.
You have to
tell me
one's nonsense.
What's the two that's always left to the very end?
Usually Rice Krispies.
The non-sugary
ones. The fucking best ones.
The non-sugary ones.
I had them last night, but they were the last two. So.
Will you eat them first next time? Or
you get the Cocoa Pops and you bit them Andy, and then you get the Frosties and you bit them clean Andy, and then you get like Frosted Shreddies. No, it's a different company.
That's a different one. That's Nestle. Aye. And then sometimes I go all Gordon Ramsay and mix up two different.
Hey, why not? Because Gordon Ramsay's famous for mixing up two different cereals.
That's what he's renowned for.
That's how he got his big break.
Yeah. He's fucking overrated, I'll tell you. But
it's funny because I love all the boring cereals. Cornflakes, Rice Krispies.
I wouldn't even call them boring,
I used to clatter them with sugar when I was away, so much so that when you get to the bottom, you scoop the milk, and there's just a big thing of wet milky sugar. Absolutely stinking now that I'm sitting here thinking.
But it was the best thing ever then.
Unbelievable.
Do you remember Banana Bubbles?
I do not. No.
What was
it was like basically it was like the way you have Cocoa Pops which is like a chocolate chocolate. I can't speak. I'm not drunk. I haven't been drunk all year. Do you know the way like Cocoa Pops are like a chocolate?
Cocoa Pops are chocolate, yes.
Rice Krispie. This was a banana Rice Krispie. Do you not remember those?
No.
And there was like a Banana Bubbles, the cereal that tastes like a milkshake. So, because the whole point
was that a top of the whole thing?
No, this was
genius,
a
but
real
a
cereal.
there anyway.
Unless we invented it. No, we didn't. And basically, because when you were done like Cocoa Pops instead of chocolate milk,
like banana milk. No, I get it.
There was a theme tune. Fucking YouTube it.
You're
judging me.
I've never heard of them.
I'm going nuts.
Yeah. We never got the Cocoa Pops and things like that until I was much later in life. Before we weren't allowed any of that sort of crack. It was the basic
chocolate in the morning and stuff and all that there.
Yeah. But I'm a fiend for the old chocolate now.
You're a fiend for the old chocolate.
I like even in the morning. I like a breakfast dessert, and it might only be a wee square of chocolate, but I call it breakfast dessert.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were allowed to do that.
Well, I make the rules when it comes to my breakfast.
Fair enough. I suppose that's true.
And I've got another one as well that I like. So bacon's optional, by the way, but a bit of bacon, peanut butter, mashed up banana, and a bit of honey in a toasted sandwich.
To be honest, apart from the bacon, I eat that. Like I have like toast with peanut butter and banana as a wee breakfast. I've been on my porridge. I don't think bacon has a place in there for me. But hey, each to their own.
Works. I learned that from the great man himself, Elvis.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But I think has get like a million bits of bacon in it. Mine,
you just use the one, like a solo bit of bacon?
No, 2 bits of bacon, one for each half. You cut it in half and then you have 1 bit of bacon in each half.
Fair enough. Fair play.
Yeah.
Take out the honey and add a wee bit of maple syrup.
Well, I could do either. I like both.
Maple syrup is
I remember
like an aphrodisiac at the minute for me. Like.
Speaking about maple
Swear to
syrup.
God. I had to like actually I had to discipline myself with maple syrup because I was having it like every second day. Like I was just all and then it was like, nah, got that shit down, Sean. Like so I had to like sort of go right twice a week. And like I'd be just dying for it. So I had it this morning, so I'm alright. No, I don't have the shakes or anything, but
you got your syrup fix.
Tomorrow morning I'll be alright, but see the next morning I'll be all but I think I've designated Sunday for my next maple syrup.
Nice one.
It's good to keep on top of them things, Sean. You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of maple syrup, reminded me of a story a lot of years ago. So I went to again, they met Dag. He keeps popping up, so it is tonight. Went to his cousin's wedding out in America. They're from New York. They've been coming over to Derry since they were Waynes, like, so I've known them. So they invited me too. That was grand. So we went over anyway, and it was great. Just big hotel and all, and everyone had the dinner and all this here. And it was like a self-service buffet. So you like big long table full of food. And it was basically like a roast dinner. You know, there was like big mashed potatoes and like there was roast beef and carrots and thing, but there was also like salad stuff and pasta and all this crack. So I went up anyway along the table and I was like lifting spuds and beef and carrots and things and whatever. Got to the end, happy days, big plate, big Sunday roast plate. And I got up and there was this big like vat full of like gravy with a big ladle. So I was like, happy days. So I like got the vat out, big lock of gravy over the top of it, went down and started eating. And I don't need, before I even had a chance to like say anything, I was like, this tastes wild fucking weird, wild sweet gravy or something. Dag's brother Connell was all, he's eating that gravy here. It's a bit weird, isn't it? And I was all, what's the crack with that there? And then someone of the Americans was all, where'd you get that from, the big thing? And we were, and they were, oh no, that's maple syrup. I was like, what the fuck's that big vat of hot maple syrup there with a ladle beside the mashed potatoes? So I ended up clattering dinners in maple syrup, and it wasn't nice. It was like really sweet and really salty too for some reason. I fired the whole plate in the bin and went up and got like a wee bit of the cold pasta and bits of bread and was just, that'll do me here.
Yeah.
Fuck, that would have been ages. I would have been bathing on it.
No, I was high.
I would have been on it all.
But like it's very irresponsible to have a big hot pot of gravy looking liquid beside the mash.
I think
So
it would
it was
deserve
hot?
a strongly worded letter. Even still, how long ago was it?
Oh, it was, when was it? It was like 6-7 years ago.
Do you know what? Send them a letter.
I'm going to write one to the hotel.
Aye, that's
You
what I
know,
mean.
how dare you? What he's at.
Yeah. It's been 7 years and I haven't forgot about it
My
yet.
first time in your beautiful country, and that's how you do me.
I'm just thinking, I can't help but like, know the way you're talking about the price of fucking Carmel Squares? Like maple syrup, like a fat. Like
Oh, was it
a
like a
bottle of maple syrup's like £7.
Well, there's
Like,
different grades.
it's like,
It doesn't grow on trees.
Woo! There's different grades of maple syrup as well.
Is there?
Yeah. Obviously, the higher the grade, the more expensive it is. So
I don't know. Well, you have to watch. Know what you have to watch out for, because it's a fucking bugger. Like there's maple flavored syrup. Watch that shit. 'Cause that's just fucking sugar. But you'll know because that's like £3. But like, you know, if you're buying actual maple syrup, because you get like this much, it's like you can't see that if you're just listening.
Yeah.
But
You get this much.
watch on YouTube.
About the size of a big ton of beans.
Swear to God, no, not even. It's fucking.
I love that
just
unit
for
of measurement.
just for scale.
It's like
But,
7 fucking dang.
Maple syrup's not right unless it comes in a wee glass bottle with a wee ridiculously small handle that you couldn't even hold.
Yeah.
Why is it there? But that's when you know it's the good stuff.
See, I have a wee tiny pair of hands that I attach to my big hands, and I drink
that's
it
probably
together.
what they're for, right enough.
But I don't really do that
Probably it.
because I whack it over pancakes.
Maple syrup. So why we've no guest this week?
We haven't even got to that yet. We're still checking out what's the crack. No guest this week, but as we said before, we're just going to keep doing it. We're just whenever we have a guest lined up and a guest coming in, we'll go with the guest. When we don't, we'll just go with us, guys. And
we like to meet up and chat shite, so we may as well record it.
Exactly.
You may as well listen to it.
Exactly. I got myself an Alexa. For the first time, Denny's have an Alexa.
I thought you were going to say an electric toothbrush.
I have one of those.
This was brand new.
It's amazing. Electric toothbrush was a game changer.
Them, hey?
Yeah, but I changed the name of the Alexa. I went into the app and changed the name of it. You know, you shout Alexa, turn down the volume.
Seamus?
No, there's only certain names. I changed it to computer.
Computer?
Because I don't want to give it a human name.
Yeah.
So it's just computer. Turn that down a bit.
Because you feel bad, like you're like bossing, if it's a person's name, you're like,
because I would just imagine somebody called Alexa sitting inside it, and I'm like, go and turn that down a bit. And Alexa's like, I'm fucking trying to do everything here at the minute. Like, I'm trying to balance out all these things.
I've fallen out with Alexa many a day.
Have you?
Shush. let me do the thing. No, not that one. Jesus.
Do you ever ask her to do a fart?
No.
She just farts.
Is she?
Or they do farts.
Right.
If it's like a computer. Like, just go do a fart. Computer, do a fart.
That's exactly what I'm doing when I get home now. Yeah.
I'm sure there's other more intelligent things you can do with Alexa or computer or whatever. But do you remember any of the other names for it that you can choose?
Oh, no, I can't. There was only like 4 or 5, but I can't even remember. It was... No, I'll check it out for you though.
Are you getting it to like turn your lights off and all that shit?
No, I don't have it hooked up to all that. It was actually something that I ordered and I didn't know I ordered. It's one of them ones. Right. Anyway, I was getting a ring.
You thought you were getting something else, you rat?
I thought I was getting a Ring doorbell.
Right.
You know, one of the ones with the camera on it. But I was getting it from my mum anyway at Christmas, and then I was like, I'm going to have to check out how this works, how user friendly it is, blah blah blah, what other bits you need, and then it says this plus this, and I bought the 2 of them, but it was an Alexa,
right?
And the Ring doorbell. Oh my god, the camera on it and everything's amazing.
That's fierce, aren't they? They're
mad.
Going to
have some crack with that.
They're mad.
I haven't got to fit it yet, like, but I will.
Class.
It's one of those wee things you put. I was looking for something and I pulled out and I seen an Amazon box that was still fully taped up and my name on it, and it was like Christmas morning. Didn't have a clue what it was. It's been lying that long.
This whole AI thing, but right, like Alexa, like I stole the thing I asked everyone is like, have they not seen Terminator 2? Because that shit doesn't end well. Like,
no.
Yeah, maybe they have.
Like, and they keep trying to like advance it, and then it's making people like artists obsolete, even more obsolete than they are. Like, because people's doing all these AI generated fucking imagery now, and it's like, fuck off. Sitting there busting my balls drawn, and then like somebody goes clicks a button, and it just did. I'm like, no.
Are writing too.
Yeah,
like,
writing
you know,
too.
Like
movie scripts. They're doing movie scripts.
Like
they can't be good though.
But they're not at the moment though. That's the thing.
AI must have been writing movies for the last like 20 years because they've been shit.
True enough.
And then people doing coursework and stuff.
Just
you know what I mean? It must be very easy to just go,
Alexa,
AI gone.
Write my coursework.
Computer.
She's like, what's it about? You'd be it's the Treaty of Versailles. No bother.
But she might put a wee fart in the middle of it, so it might ruin it.
Yeah. Alexa, go and fart and then write my thesis.
Once upon a time.
And then fart again when you're finished, so I know to come down and turn you off.
So I don't think it's going to get used much.
No, see when our cars start turning into robots and start getting whipped about, like, I don't know.
I've seen a really good meme about that. About it said, I thought AI was going to help my life and give me more time to create art and write. Instead, it's given me more time. I thought computers were going to do my dishes and do my laundry and stuff and give me time to write. Instead, it's doing all my writing.
I'm doing dishes.
And then I'm doing the fucking dishes. It was put better than that, to be fair.
Yeah, because that just sounds lazy. Because, I wouldn't even get a dishwasher. That's too much of a robot for me, like.
Would
they're doing the dishes, I get jealous. I love a good dish, like. So I'll be all, no, give me a fucking plate back.
We have a dishwasher in the house, but it's never been used. But there's only 2 of us.
Oh, I thought you were going to go, we have a dishwasher at the house. You call her Sorka. Sorka, that's what he was going to say.
Oh, no.
Down with the patriarchy.
No.
We'll be at that.
Who earns?
Sorka's going to get you.
And then... you talking about?
Terminator 2.
Yeah. We had steak for dinner tonight. What's your steak cooking practices, Brandy?
Like, how do I like it?
Aye.
My perfect steak is somewhere in between medium rare and medium.
Okay.
Sometimes medium rare's a wee bit too rare.
Some places medium rare. Depends where you go.
See, to be honest, most places in Derry. See if you want. Now I'm not slagging anybody personally, but see if you want a medium. See if you want a medium rare steak, or no, what am I even trying to say here now? You basically go a level down from what you want.
Okay.
So if you order medium rare, likelihood you might get medium. Do you know that kind of way? I don't know.
Yep. No,
I cooked a lot of steak in my times in kitchens, and see once you nail it, it's hard to get it wrong. There's no excuse for a good chef messing up a steak. You know how thick it is, and you just couple of minutes outside, let it rest, back on for a bit of heat, boom, out and into your mouth.
Boom, out and into your mouth. I like that there. Yeah. What was your? We're doing. It's very food heavy tonight, doesn't it?
Hey, what else is there to talk about?
Were you going to ask me how I like my steak?
No, I was going to say, what's your steak equivalent?
Wild mushrooms can be done like a steak.
Cauliflower is one.
Cauliflower too, yeah. We actually did cauliflower steaks as a Sunday special one time.
I don't think I have like an alternative. Do you know what I mean?
Did you ever eat meat?
I don't try and like replicate that meal.
Yeah.
No.
Just do your own shit.
Did you ever eat meat?
Yeah.
Obviously when you're away, but when did you start like not eating meat?
I'd say when I was about 23.
Oh, really?
24.
Right.
So I think it's always something I wasn't too fond of. But you didn't know any different. Like it was just given to you on a plate.
Well, you're in a house and they're away and you're like, I don't want meat. They'd be, oh, well, you're going to be starving then.
Yeah.
Take your oil.
And then I suppose it's a time too where you weren't really buying your own food as well. So you were just like, and then
whatever was handed to you, it was hot.
You were taking whatever was put in front of you, Jason.
I think it just came to a conclusion one day. I was like, I don't have to eat this. Like I can choose not to eat this. And then to be fair, I did watch a lot of documentaries and stuff, and that will put you off. And then it just kind of went from there. It was like fish was all I ate, and kind of
go in stages of
when you're in one stage, you never think you're going to get fuller. So I was like, I'm always going to eat fish. And then the next thing I wasn't eating fish, and I was like, fuck that vegan shit. Like that's too much, and now I'm there, and I'm like, whoops, 6 years, but I couldn't be happier. So
if it works for you, it works for you.
Fair play, man, and it can only do you good, like.
Exactly.
Aye.
You know, so
but never say never too, because you don't know. Like I don't think you can. Like you just never know.
No.
Because there's some things you think and you go, I've never done the whole. Is it oysters with Guinness?
Right.
I've never had oysters before.
So
I tried an oyster once and it was fucking disgusting.
Was it? It looks disgusting.
I'm a bit funny with seafood, to be honest. I didn't used to eat any fish of any kind. It's because I had a traumatic experience with a fish finger when I was away. And honestly, it always scared me. I think I was like 7 or whatever it was, and the circus was in town. So my dad, my dad had tickets for me, Ham and Paddy, to go to the circus. And whatever happened was fish fingers for dinner, and I don't like fish fingers. And knowing your man, I just fucking eat it. You'll be grand last year. So I really, really didn't like fish fingers. But my dad was like, I'll tell you what, if you don't eat it, we're not going to the circus. So I thought, right, so I gobbled them up, just stuffed them in my mouth, and that was grand. Choked them down, went to the circus anyway. That was fine. And got in the car and drove over. It was out in Bridgend, I think it was, or somewhere around that area. And we're sitting in, handing our tickets in. We're sitting in our seats and all ready for the show to start. It was about an hour later. It was about an hour after our dinner. And I turned around to my dad and was like, Daddy, can I spit these out now? Because I wanted to go to the circus, I chewed up the fish finger and kept it in my mouth for over an hour and said nothing just to be able to go. And my dad was like, what? And I was like,
any wonder you're sticking with them, man.
I know, but only recently I've started obviously when I was working as a chef, I started to make battered. You make your own batter, nice fresh fish, and nothing nicer. Like we made the nicest batter going too. So I love a bit of battered fish, and I like battered prawns and we sort of things like that. But I still wouldn't see if you handed me like salmon. Hate salmon.
For me, it's
cooked
the bones.
It many a time. It's not even that. It's just the smell of it. I hate salmon. It's disgusting.
I like the thought of eating all that stuff because it's obviously very healthy and omega-3s and all that. But for me, it's the bones. I can't get past eating bones.
Well, if I properly prepped, but a salmon shouldn't be any bones in it.
Okay. So I've been getting bad salmon. I've been getting bad salmon and bad Guinness.
So what do you mean about the bones? Is this because you know the way some fish you can eat the bones because of that soft? So
well, they're just
trying to avoid a bone.
Tiny wee bones, and I got a fish and chip out of a chippy one night. I'll not name it, but Jesus, the first mouthful I scraped down my throat with the bones. And what I didn't realize is I ordered. There was a battered fish special, and then there was a cod special. The cod was obviously fresh. wasn't like chippy thing. It was like a fresh, and obviously it wasn't pan boned, so there's bones everywhere. And first bite I took, like massive chunk, and it just scraped my throat. Like I just feel it, and I started looking, and there's bones everywhere. And I just ate the chips. And Mariam was sitting across me, didn't even touch her fish because she was like, "Oh, you serious?" I was like,
See, I think my parents put the fear of God on us about bones and fish, because we used to eat it. We used to be like, they used to say, get caught in your throat and you'll choke, or it'll just sit there. And we used to be like flicking through, the flecks of fish, just all.
Oh, that's what I did then. I was like going through it. It was like one of
that's what I was like.
Seriously,
like the wee monocle, the wee king.
Yeah.
But I know since then I've always just, I haven't had any fish with bones on it. So happy days.
Jesus. Speaking of that, like talking of food, like today I was in the old Instagram and I came across this guy called like Microscope Dude or something.
Oh,
Microscope Lad.
Right.
And he just like ticks things, like wee samples from like plug holes and from a skin and from food and stuff, and like puts it under a microscope. And I swear to God, hey, you'll never do anything.
Well, we living organism.
It's a different world. Like
I cut a fucking sausage in half, like not a vegan sausage. No, I bet you if he cut a vegan sausage too, it'd be the same. And he like put it under a microscope, and I can't speak it. And it was just like fucking all these like eels. It just looks like eels, just all.
I know, man.
I just sent it to everybody I know that eats meat.
Invisible to the naked eye.
Aye, but sure, if you get too far into that, like you wouldn't even look at yourself. If you could
get it on the.
Oh, wait, he was ticking everything, even ice cream.
Extra protein.
There was things in ice cream.
There's things in everything.
So
there's things.
What a quote! There's things in everything. Fintan Harvey, circa 2024.
Yeah, we'll get that on the t-shirt.
There's things in everything. Hey.
I don't think it's too bad, but like there's germs everywhere. Bacteria.
You big Graham.
We wouldn't be alive now if it wasn't for bacteria.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Up the bacteria, that's what I say. You were saying about the circus there. Has anybody ever been to a circus recently?
No, are they still a thing?
They're still a thing.
Circus used to come like every year. It'd be like a big tent and be like mayhem.
I seen one recently. I can't even remember where it was coming from. I was out from work somewhere, and I was thinking, like, obviously they don't have the animals or anything in it anymore.
I think that's part of it, like
right,
animal cruelty and stuff.
Good, yeah.
That's why I didn't like them.
No.
Yeah. Well, now as a kid, I didn't have that understanding. I just thought they're well-treated animals and they're enjoying being part of the circus, because I would love to be part of the circus.
I just would have been sitting there thinking, how am I going to get rid of these fish fingers out of my mouth? Like, causing the whole thing.
You could have been in the circus, hamster boy.
I know.
Hamster boy.
And now there's a boy with fish fingers in his mouth.
We're going to put them under a microscope.
It can't have been that long ago either that there was animals in the circus.
Probably still goes on somewhere.
Maybe not the big exotic animals, like elephants,
a wee sheep.
I think it's banned. As you say, it's banned now. It's just like showmen or showwomen or show they. They're like just coming in and doing
Cirque du Soleil. I'd love to see it.
I'd love to see Cirque du Soleil. I remember one time this was going back maybe about 15 years ago, but I was up from Dublin for the weekend. Whatever happened, it was a weekday, and I was down in Limavady with my sister and my brother-in-law, and the two kids were in the back. I happened to be sitting in the front, and my brother-in-law went into the bank, whatever they were doing. So it was me and my sister, and the two kids were in the back, and her brother would be quite a nervous critter, like, and she's like, whatever one of the wains playing up, and she was like, if you don't stop that there now, that big elephant's going to come into this car. And I was sitting going, big elephant, like, what are you talking about? And then I heard Brona screaming, and she realised it was an actual elephant just walking down Limavady Street. Just a crowd of big elephants.
Right.
They were for the circus. They were out promoting the circus.
All right.
But the strangest looking thing, like, because you were looking out of the car, and the car was like, you were only up to its fucking knees. The elephant's knees, I don't know, but you were only up to where the knee bone would be.
They have knee regions anyway.
They have knee regions.
They have kneegens.
Yeah. So the car was up to the knee regions.
Jeez. They do have knees. I was actually drawing elephants during the week. Swear to God.
Class big animals.
And rhinos. And zebras. But funny enough, I remember it was my grandmother that lived here that used to take us to the circus, and I remember petting like an elephant trunk.
Right.
When we were like, I was so small when I got the vague memory of it, but I remember doing that. And it was so like coarse and hairy or something that was just Jesus, it was an elephant. But I
sure.
No, I swear to God, I remember that. Yeah. But as we say, so I think animals are banned in circuses now, especially in Ireland and maybe even across the water.
So.
But for the same reason I don't like zoos. Don't like zoos.
Oh, same.
I don't feel right in a zoo, but there's a bit of conservation goes on there too, which is good. But at the same time,
well, it depends where you like. What some zoos are like, kind of like say like at Wild Ireland place. It's pretty good. I think they take like injured kind of animals and give them look after them and stuff.
Do you know what? I still haven't been there yet.
Cool wee place. This is class.
I've been meaning to go there.
I went there once. The only problem was it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just whatever happened. But the lynx, I was dying to see the lynx, and it was like away sleeping somewhere. Couldn't see it. But there's wolves and there's bears and all that. No, it was class. And there's wee monkeys too.
There's lynx. There's lynx up in Tesco.
You loads out at Christmas.
Yeah.
I would love to go there. It's really cool, that concept too. If it was animals that roamed Ireland at a time,
exactly.
You know, imagine wolves just.
Here's a future potential guest. He's heard it here first. Let's get in touch here, man.
The wolf.
The wolf. The lynx was sleeping.
What do you call the guy again? There's a class
Hillian something.
It sounds familiar. There's a class documentary about it too. It was on RT. I think it might be on Netflix now as well. Okay. And it sort of covers his story.
Yeah.
Being mad at the animals and stuff and animal conservation.
When that place first came, I turned in the morning and I was like, I need to work there. How can I get a job there?
Yeah.
When I was a chef, I need to work in that place. Even when I went there, it was like, we went like 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds working because it's just like a wee visitor centre. And I was down to be all the way, hey, can I have a job? But that's class. But then you have people there who like the trainers who like look after the wolves and look after the bears and stuff. I was down to be, how do you get on that there? It looks class there.
I remember when I was there, the workers came out, they had the bears in their wee whatever, like wherever they like chill out, and then they were like putting all the food out. It was just interesting to see what they like as well. It was peanut butter. Right. They were like spreading peanut butter over sticks.
Bacon and honey.
And then they were putting carrots and they like parts of the tree trunks and all. Because they have to kind of like
keep them.
They like to sort of like find their food.
Look for their food a bit.
And then they all came out. They kind of knew like, whoa, there's peanut butter and carrots.
What's your favorite animal? I know we sort of covered it a wee bit, but no, we didn't fully. What's your favorite? What's your favorite animal? Fuck it.
What's my favorite animal?
Stop trying to explain myself. Answer the question.
And a real animal this time. Not an imaginary one. Like a liger.
That's not an imaginary one though. The ligers are real.
Ligers are real.
Yeah. I get Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does anybody else? Can anybody else?
I sort of said last time I love wolves, which I do.
Yeah.
Also love like birds of prey. I've always been fascinated by birds of prey. I just think they're fucking class. I love animals in general. Like I love looking at. I'd love to see like like tigers and like cheetahs and all.
Love to see them in the wild, man.
From a distance, or like, do you know what I mean?
Or beyond something that they can't get at you. Do you ever see the cages? I don't know where it is, but it's like a reverse zoo, and they have people in cages.
Right.
And then they put them in amongst animals.
Oh, right.
And then animals are like jumping all over it and stuff, trying to get under them.
Like, how do you like it?
Yeah. And then there was this guy, I think he's like a BBC documentary maker or something. Might not have been BBC anyway. But he got this thing built and it was like an indestructible Perspex cube.
Did he go under the waterway?
No. He went out into the fucking
like
Arctic Circle. And polar bears, man.
Ooh.
Check out the video on YouTube.
Of the most dangerous animals.
Man, and it's battering the thing, trying to get in at him, and you could hear fucking cracks and stuff, like. Oh my god.
No, hey. Death wish.
It's fucking no cracker.
No, it's not.
They're amazing animals.
I'd love to see like a whale, like a big whale.
Love to see a whale
in the water. Do you know, like a proper big, like a blue whale or something? That'd be unbelievable.
It'd be cool to be able to go one day, like like the Marina Trench and that, like the deepest part of the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, be able to do it safely and lit up and stuff and go on and see around, because all the stuff that's in there that's never been.
I know, not even been seen.
Never been seen.
I think like several million years ago, like my favorite animal would have been like a T-Rex or something.
Because
they're cool as fuck.
Man, to be able to walk with dinosaurs would be
like a T-Rex. Just, you know, you go out to your garden, I don't know, shovel shit or something, and there's just a
big T-Rex.
T-Rex.
They'd just be looking in that window there,
biting leaves.
They're in the top floor.
Well, suppose they would, like a brontosaurus just sitting there eating leaves off your tree, and you're all, what's happening? And then,
they reckon the closest thing to a T-Rex alive today is a chicken.
Right?
Like
DNA-wise?
DNA-wise and how it looks and how it... Do you ever see a fucking chicken eating a mouse?
No.
Like, you know the way chickens, you just think they just eat seeds and stuff.
Like
chickens left to their own devices will eat fucking anything.
Birds are
people?
Pretty vicious.
If it could eat a person, it would.
Shit.
Peck away at you.
So there's this video of a hen and there's a wee mouse and it just takes it in its mouth and then eats it the way like a T-Rex would in the movies and stuff. Like it sort of puts its head up in the air,
just chokes it down like a tablet.
Down the hatch, like.
Not even a savor, a wee bit of savor.
No, straight down, just.
Jesus.
It's not about enjoyment, it's about sustenance. It's just like, get that protein under me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never go into a chicken coop again. Seriously.
If chickens are big enough, they'd eat you, I'd say.
Imagine big fucking chickens just bitting about in the wild.
We have the UEFA Cup final tonight, Brendy.
Do we?
It's on tonight, yeah.
Christ. Lost interest and we got knocked out of it.
Yeah, so Brendy and I are both Liverpool fans. Atalanta and Leverkusen.
Is it Leverkusen? Yeah. So it is, because they're going for like the unbeaten mayhem.
Yeah. So I'll probably catch the second half of that after this.
Mona Leverkusen.
Alonso.
Big Xavi Alonso.
The Xavi Alonso
one of my
show.
Favourite ever Liverpool players.
Oh, and he's such a cool dude too, isn't he?
Like,
so there was videos of him cycling around Dublin today.
Right.
So he spent a summer.
It's in Dublin too, isn't it?
It's in Dublin. So he spent a summer in County Meath learning English.
I heard this.
Of all places, they learn English.
And he played Gaelic. He played a bit of Gaelic
football too.
What a legend.
Imagine Alonso lining out for County Meath against Dublin.
I could see him rightly, like a halfback. Boom, over the bar.
Where's he from for the illiterate
Spanish
football person?
He's Spanish footballer.
I think he's is he actually Basque or is he like Catalonian or something?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I think he might be Basque. Anyway, he's played for Spain national team or did.
And used to play for Liverpool.
Used to play for Liverpool. Won the Champions League with 2005.
He did indeed.
What a guy.
What a guy and what a time. What a time.
I think my favourite thing ever about football when I was younger, obviously, was in the football until I discovered Qatar's. But when I was in the football, sticker books. Sticker Premier League sticker books.
Oh
my God.
Magazine.
I think the first year it came out the first year that my brother and I got interested anyway, or were my parents purchased the sticker book was 94. Like I can remember the cover like so well. It was, and then it was like, I think it's the one we put the most effort into, and my parents probably spent a lot of money trying to like foul.
Because you had to buy the wee packs and you didn't know what stickers you were getting, and you're like, I already have them.
And then you had to school with all your doubles.
And you swap them.
You swap them.
And crests. Remember the crests?
The badge and all.
And they were like shiny.
There used to be a shiny one too.
And a swap, if somebody needed a crest, you got to pick 5 normal stickers. It was like worth about 5. But then there was like a bigger sticker, I think, was like you had to swap out. You got 2 stickers for the bigger sticker. It was like 2 that made like a full picture. But I remember that like that was probably the most interesting the stickers.
We still have it was my brother had it from Italia 90.
Right.
The sticker book from that still in the house. It's about, I'd say, 80% filled. But it's cool to look back on. Yeah, it was like a big lever arch folder. And it had Ruud Gullit in the front of it, I remember. And
it was all the international teams that played in
all the international teams, yeah.
Was that a World Cup or a Euros?
That was a World Cup. That was Italia 90 when Packie Bonner saved the penalty.
Yes.
Italy.
You can still get those stickers on eBay. Because I checked one day out of curiosity. Some people are actually selling like the completed sticker book, but then there is packets of stickers or just doubles.
Swear to God, eBay. We look to see if we could fill it now.
You probably could.
With my brother first because it was his book, and he might be like, "No, I like it like that."
Swear to God, because do you know what I bought a couple of years ago too? Remember the reflectors you used to get for your bike wheels? So like remember cornflakes?
I was going to say the Kellogg's ones.
That's right.
The chickens. I have those. I've got them. They're in one of me.
Are they all on your Jeep?
Swear to God, I'll show you them after the podcast. You aren't getting to see them, but I'll show you after the podcast. I got about like 8 of those still in the packaging for like fucking 10 quid or something. Right. But I put one on my bike and the wee thing that holds it on just snapped. It was like, right, maybe they're not.
The plastic's too long. Like, it's like clothes pegs when you go out after the water, they hang stuff up again, they break.
Might just stick them on their birthday cards or something, I don't know. Steady £2 coins. It's all a tip.
We might, we're coming up on an hour now, were we?
Yeah,
because it was a very quick hour. Do you know what? I'm feeling the tiredness tonight. I've been doing that thing all week where I've been wild tired during the day, but then when it gets to 10 o'clock at night, I'm getting like just a new lease of life.
Don't chat, that's always
and I'm like writing, and I'm like, I was uploading videos a couple of nights and stuff, and before you know it, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why did I do this to myself again?
I'm always that way too. It's like 7 in the evening, I'm all, jeez, I could go to sleep now. Sometimes you do close your eyes, and then like 11:30, you're lying in bed,
Yeah, buzzing just.
Absolutely, like wide awake.
Because if you miss that when your body's ready for sleep, if you push yourself past that, then it's gone. That train is sealed.
Jesus, I don't even know what 2 a.m. looks like anymore.
I've been up back in a long time.
9:30, probably the night. Such an early bird these days.
Me and Marion always lie in bed, just like waiting for the wee footsteps. That is the wee man coming in to join us. And it might be like 10:30, it might be 2 a.m, it might be 6 a.m.
But he'll always do it.
But he's coming.
Yeah.
And you just hear like, and she just turns to me and goes, he's coming. All right,
you better watch.
And then he bits ahead of you in your sleep. You go, oh, it's great here.
It's lucky it's your wine and not a wee chicken. Come over to eat you.
No, you wouldn't want that now.
Eat your eyeballs.
Go ahead him.
So I was listening to the Blind Boy podcast today, and he was talking about a type of bird that eats like the eyeballs out of like young lambs.
Crows.
Probably most.
I don't know. Is that true?
Crows, dude. I've seen a crow do it.
What?
Tack anything out of you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
A crow will, like, they're a scavenger. They'll, like, a dead sheep in a field. It doesn't even have to be
live.
Dead. No, because what happens is, I've actually seen this and it's fucking horrible. You know the way when a sheep falls over when it hasn't when it's too much wool on it and it can't get back up? It just lies there with the wee legs doing that there.
And a crow will just peck its size out?
A crow will just, because that's the easiest point of entry to get at the food, and that'll just
juicy eyeball.
The sheep's still alive. It'll just
what a horrendous image.
I think I'd be handy to just bring like a wee, like a wee bag of cream horns around me. You can just fire that beside the sheep. The crow might go for that,
or
instead.
just lift the sheep.
Crows are no
or just lift the sheep, but
they're no need pot noodles on top of lampposts. So there.
I would even buy a £4 fucking caramel square just to deter a crow from eating a lamb's eyeball. I'm serious.
Make that your mission.
Yeah.
I love crows too. They're well interesting. Yeah.
It's my crow.
That was a class impression of a crow, Brendan.
It's the same, a bird man. What can I say?
All the crows be gathering outside going, geez, Brendan.
What'd you say?
No, don't let them fuckers in here. Like, I've only got 2 eyes.
And wild smart creatures too.
They are, surely. As I said, survivors.
We'll
be long gone. They'll be still waiting about pecking ice, whatever eyes are left.
Pecking ice.
So I think we've covered everything. We've covered our own foods. We've covered crows' foods.
Yep. Covered £4 caramel squares. We've also covered 70p caramel squares.
Oh, we're flying.
And the differences between them.
Yeah, and a wee bless yourself. And definitely get down to Chantallo Bakery as well.
Get down there and get something. Get up to Rockets and forget to go out. Next time you go out, go to Rockets and get a burger and go home.
Is Rockets still there?
Still there.
It is. I think you have to fight through the scaffolding.
It's
still
just
there
like a skeleton. Yeah.
That's the weirdest looking thing, isn't it?
Like
why did they not even just... So we're talking about in the bottom of Waterloo Street in Derry, they've taken down, it must be a 6-story building and just left the ones at the top and all you can see is steel girders going up through. And it looks like a bomb site or something.
It does.
It always
wouldn't have been out of place in Derry in the 80s.
No.
It also reminds me of Batteries Not Included. The movie. Remember that? With the wee robots. And then they won't let the realtors get the building, so they just end up, because they want to build skyscrapers and they just build around it.
I've never heard that film until you told me about it in Duns. I went and watched
really?
it.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I haven't seen it in years.
Oh, it's so good. Love it.
Yeah.
Wee robots, flying robots. But like good robots, not Terminator 2 AI Alexa style motherfuckers.
No. We've also covered robots.
Safe.
Yeah. So everybody, that's it. I think we'll are we all good for calling it an evening now?
Aye, we've got snacks to eat.
We've got snacks to eat. We've got the UEFA Cup final second half to watch.
That's right.
So I hope everybody's having a lovely time that's listening to this at the moment.
Yep.
And it's always a pleasure.
It is, always.
It is indeed.
So thank you.
Tell your muckers.
Tell all your muckers, all your friends, everybody, get on it. Mind the Time podcast. And if you don't mind giving us a like and a subscribe on YouTube, it helps a lot, and all those things, and get the downloads, tell people, do everything, maybe give it a wee share on Facebook, all the rest.
Go for it, why not?
All these things help a lot.
What else yet?
Or tell Alexa to do it if you're lazy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So this has been Mind the Time podcast. Thanks again to Sean Carey and Brendan Mahon, the two lads.
No bother. Thanks, folks.
It's always a pleasure. So check us out, and we'll chat to you next time. This has been Mind the Time podcast. Good night.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.
Night.